Meta just confirmed a 20% company-wide headcount cut. The press releases are out, the efficiency memos has been circulated, and the financial markets are reacting exactly as both intended. And I am hearing the real story directly from inside the organization, and it is significantly uglier, infinitely more calculated, and structurally more dangerous than a simple efficiency narrative. Direct word from multiple sources deep inside the engineering hierarchy reveals a terrifying truth. The announced 20% is merely the near-term floor. It is an appetizer. A senior manager explicitly confirmed that this is just the starter number. The top leadership is already activating modeling 2 to 3 times the number for the long term. How did we get here? They dug into the developers' activity logs after rolling out heavy AI tools across the engineering organism. What they found completely floored them. Hours worked have absolutely plummeted for massive chunk of organizations. Many senior engineers are now clocking under 10 hours of real productive time per week. Why? Because the AI tools are handling so much grunt work so fast that the 40-hour work week has collapsed. One staff engineer noted that leadership pulled dashboards showing that commit rates were holding steady or even climbing, while logged human hours have tanked. The output was the same, but it required vastly less human sweat. The executive math was brutal and instantaneous. If AI is allowing one person to do work of 3 in half the time, why on earth are we paying for 3? But the layoffs are just the symptom. The disease is the extraction. Today, we are going to expose the covert knowledge extraction sprints happening right across now at Meta. We are going to break down the CTO playbook of ripping exact workflows from outgoing engineers, but most importantly, I'm going to expose the massive catastrophic trillion-dollar structural flaw in this entire corporate strategy. The flaw that executives are completely blind to. Grab a notebook. The tech industry is about to commit intellectual suicide. And you need to make sure you are not the collateral damage. Welcome back. I am Dr. HR. For those of you analyzing my frameworks for the first time, you must understand the precise lens through which I view the corporate labor market. I do not offer emotional, academic, or generic career advice. I look at the global career trajectory, corporate restructuring, and macroeconomic shift as a structural algorithmic systems. My foundation is deeply rooted in legal and finance, during my tenure handling complex regulatory and financial remediation. I understand the architecture of the corporate payroll, the legal boundaries of intellectual property, and the behavioral economics of the C-suite. When Meta fires 20% of its engineering staff after tracking their keystrokes and the AI prompts, I do not view it as a tragedy. I view it as a highly aggressive supply chain optimization. The company has figured out a way to extract the intellectual value of the human without paying the ongoing maintenance cost of human being's salary. But in their arrogance, these tech giants have introduced a fatal structural flaw into their architecture. Let us break down the Heist, the playbook, and the ultimate failure of the AI time capsule. Phase 1, the efficiency trap, the 10-hour week. Let us begin with the data that triggered the bloodbath. Meta rolled out heavy AI tools across its engineering department. The engineers, being rational actors, used these tools to optimize their workflows. They used the AI to write boilerplate codes, debug the legacy systems, and generate test scripts. As a result, the task that used to take 40 hours suddenly took 10. In a healthy, innovation-driven corporate culture, leadership would look at this a massive surplus of cognitive bandwidth and say, incredible. Our engineers now have 30 free hours a week. Let us deploy them to build entirely new product, solve 0 to 1 deep tech problems, and push the boundaries of our industry. But that is not what happened. The management culture in these legacy tech giants is obsessed with cost cutting and short-term delivery over actual innovation. When they saw the logged hour tanking while the commit rates held steady, they did not see a surplus of innovation capability. They saw a surplus of payroll. This is the ultimate efficiency trap of 2026. If you use AI to do your job faster and you do not immediately pivot that save time into solving higher-level ambiguous business problems, you simply prove to the spreadsheet that you are obsolete. You prove that your job is no longer a full-time requirement. You make your own head the easiest one to cut. Phase 2, the knowledge extraction heat. But cutting the headcount was not enough. The executive at Meta knew that simply firing senior engineers would break the infrastructure. Those engineers held the institutional memory. They knew the failure modes. They knew the undocumented scaling hacks. So, leadership executed a covert operation. They have been quietly running knowledge extraction sprints for months. They recorded the screens of the senior engineers 24/7. They logged every single prompt fed into their internal LLMs. They captured debugging flows in the brutal microscopic details. They filmed the entire decision tree under the highly sanitized banner of process documentation for business continuity. One engineer described a deeply disturbing scenario. He was forced to whiteboard his entire system design playbook. He was asked to map out every trade-off, every architectural failure mode, and every scaling hack he has developed over a decade of high-stress deployment. All the while, the camera rolled. The management smiled and called it knowledge transfer to support the transition. From a legal and HR perspective, this is a masterful, ruthless capitalization of the intellectual property. The company is claiming that the heuristic knowledge inside the engineer's head belonged to the corporation. They are turning 15 plus years of meta-engineering, DNA, human and hard-won experience into structural machine-readable training data. Every time the management asked an engineer to document your process for the team, it was not teamwork. It was not collaboration. It was systematic feeding of the beast that was specifically designed to replace them. Phase 3. The skeleton crew and the CTO playbook. The transition is now underway. And what does the transition look like? It is an army of AI agents and a remaining skeleton crew armed with exact recording, prompt libraries, and heavy access to Claude and Gemini. The replacement, often offshore contractors making a fraction of the cost, are already shipping changes 40% faster. Why? Because you are not writing code from scratch. They are using the precise, extracted workflows that were ripped directly from the mind of the outgoing senior engineer. The strategic pivot or the strategic AI pivot line they are feeding the financial press is pure cover. They are not just building new AI product, they are actively replacing the entire biological engineering organism with digital agent trained on the captured mind of their own senior staff. The CTO level playbook across Silicon Valley is already logged, and it is a 4-step algorithmic pipeline. Extract, harvest the heuristics of the top performer. Document, turn human intuition into structured LLM training data. Automate offshore. Replace the expensive senior talent with cheap operators and AI agents. Repeat. Scale this model at 2 to 3 times the current rate. If you're still at Meta or any major tech firm and someone pings you to please record a quick walkthrough of your workflow, you need to understand that you are in a crosshair. Do not document your heuristics. Do not hand over the keys to your cognitive vault. The knowledge extraction is complete for the first wave, but they will come for the rest. Phase 4. The fatal flaw. The 2026 Time Capsule. Up to this point, the corporate strategy sounds flawless. It sounds like the ultimate capitalistic victory. High output, minimal human cost. But there is a massive, catastrophic flaw in this architecture. A flaw that will cost these companies billions of dollars in market cap over the next 5 years. Let us look at the exact mechanism of this transition. The replacement and the AI agent are shipping code using the precise workflow they ripped from the outgoing engineers. Read that again. The insights into the workflow, the system architecture, the problem-solving methodology, it is now frozen at that specific level forever. The AI does it with great syntax accuracy, but the AI is fundamentally bound by the logic, the paradigm, and the technological constraint of the year 2026. These companies are locking their entire intellectual foundation inside a 2026 time capsule. Generative AI in its current state is not a sentient innovator. It is a highly advanced prediction engine. It interpolates, it synthesizes the existing data. It does not extrapolate into the unknown. It does not experience a sudden eureka moment while taking a shower. It does not look at a completely novel, unprecedented market shift and invent a brand new paradigm of computing to solve it. When you fire the senior architect and replace him with a prompt library and an offshore contractor, you are ensuring that your company will execute the 2026 strategy perfectly, infinitely, and cheaply. But what happens in 2028? What happens when a completely novel zero-day vulnerability hits the ecosystem? a failure mode that was never written on that whiteboard during the knowledge extraction sprint. The $28,000 contractor cannot solve it because they do not understand the underlying physics of the system. They only know how to run the prompts. The AI cannot solve it because the solution does not exist in its training data. The system will stagnate, the code base will calcify. The company will find itself highly efficient at building obsolete technology. They have traded their capacity for infinite future innovation for a short-term reduction in their payroll liability. They have locked themselves in 2026 forever. Phase 5. The collapse of the continuous improvement, Kaizen. Let us view this through the lenses of the process optimization. If you understand Lean Six Sigma or the principle of Kaizen, the Japanese philosophy of continuous, daily, micro-improvement, you realize exactly why the meta-extraction model is a dead end. The Kaizen relies on the human operator at Gemba, actual places of work, constantly observing the systems, identifying subtle frictions, and using the human intuition to invent a better way. Kaizen requires a human mind that is deeply invested in the outcome and capable of non-linear problem solving. When you replace the senior engineer with a prompt library and you kill the Kaizen engine, the AI agent will never independently suggest that the entire microservices architecture is fundamentally flawed and needs to be rebuilt in a new language. The AI will just keep optimizing the flawed microservices architecture 40% faster. You cannot extract human genius, freeze it is an amber, and expect it to compound. True structural continuous improvement requires messy, expensive, unpredictable brilliance of senior human talent. By gutting their engineering organism, these companies have severed their own nervous system. They will execute perfectly today, but they will utterly blind tomorrow. Page 6. The defensive architecture for the modern engineer. If you are an engineer watching this inside Meta or elsewhere, and you are watching your peers get gutted because AI made their 40-hour work week look like a 10 hours of value, you must fundamentally change your operational posture. You are no longer an employee. You are an enterprise of one. Operate in a hostile territory. First, you must practice strategic ambiguity. When asked to document your workflow, you provide the what, not the how. You document the inputs and the outputs of the system. You provide the required compliance document, but you fiercely protect your heuristics. You do not record the messy, intuitive, non-linear process of how you actually arrived at a solution. Your brain is a black box API. The company pays for the output. They do not get to own the source code of your intellect. Second, you must abandon the maintenance zone. If your job consists of maintaining a system that was built 3 years ago, you are already a ghost. AI will eat your job. You must violently pivot into the 0 to 1. You must position yourself at exact point where ambiguous business chaos meets the technical architecture. AI cannot define a novel business problem. It can only execute a clearly defined solution. You must become the person who defines the problem. Third, you must leverage the flaw. The market is going to realize its mistake in about 24 months. When these companies realize they are stuck in 2026 time capsule, they are going to panic. They are going to realize they have zero capacity for novel innovation. When that happens, the premium for elite 0 to 1 human architect is going to skyrocket to levels we have never seen before. You need to be ready to sell your highly adaptive human intellect back to them at a massive premium. Look at the board clearly. The corporate machine is currently running a highly effective extraction protocol. They are turning your 15 years of sweat into their training data, and they are replacing you with a cheap, faster mechanism. You are going to protect your intellectual capital. You are going to master the art of 0 to 1 architecture, and you are going to become the untouchable, highly compensated entity that the market desperately needs when the AI hits a wall it cannot comprehend. Do not document your demise. Protect the vault. If you're inside right now, watch the extraction happen and you're ready to completely stop operating like a vulnerable target and start building your structural leverage like an elite professional. The ultimate manual is already waiting for you at namaste.ai. Stop feeding the beast. Start architecturing your leverage. Process the blip. Execute the strategy, and I'll see you at the top.